This is Kessben 93.3 FM, a new wave of excellence in radio.
Okay. Newton Lartey Marijata. Say
yes, Boko boss. Masombo has so na ye blaster ye di kan bobo bia
na kan nyame mai.
Onya mai ona kwan so manya ni notification say oba.
Okay.
Oba enjo ba. Yeah, general. Entoko ya okay. All right, boss. So enra Angola, the Ghana blaster at me about Muhammadinya, a drawn game against the Palancas Lions of Angola, and it was a game and expectation I was through pa starting lineup Angola they be a game, and of course Ghana suit team a very attacking side from Angola coach Gonçalves and making sure say at the end of the day onya a positive outcome out of the game. But we Ghanaians, yes, we see hope now. Our Christian team, we say for a long time, we put a bet me as opponent, we know bet me a gina toe to toe now on our ball. So Osha Angola for now right from the kickoff. Now more pressure, intensity, everything showed. Say in fact, when your game now general, Omobaji Eddie free and someone is and one of the times I not mentioned a song about this Angolan side, and they say every single move they made now a geared towards the final third. How won't bet me and you go as early as possible. At the ball, no attorney with a 3-man method here. Not just say Angola for him making sure say every single moment, bet me a dominate to a method. I'm not at the area. Sometimes I'm more a striker. It's me a drop about back home. But one of the times I not make sure game no say every move biano, it felt like you to me analyzing Angola for the power. Now me can't say me more times. Open so who team in strength. Yana okrabono any own crabono and then a bemo who say team will say the strength in you. So Ghana, not your strength pano, especially your crabono not your bar, not any say. So talking about your strength, my main highlight it. 3 players be entry say your method me and Sanwa the call game no. Of course, Salis Samed here. Ubenya Salis Samed, Ubenya Edmonado, Ubenya Kudus Mohammed. Now closely monitor why na obi enyina in China and say taking it out of the game. This is Salis, a man marking. This is Edmonado, a man marking, and then this is Kudus Mohammed, a man marking. So you 3 midfielders now or more game no more. You hope you say from the first phase, you jibon you debate me a connect during the second phase of the build out. Asana could do a come out doing Semenyo and a Jordan a you hono. Me and send a 150 on dear. You close to be in every game. Now a bad say no. Not just tactically, you busa team say what the boy neko franchise the fullbacks in the hole, and that's all recycle play. A crumb so now befa or the ball or maybe you go for a long ball. So yeah, matter boy yeah, akodi Angola for no. So it kept asking a lot of questions, especially when we had the ball at feet. The same situation, NMS also highlighted actually say Shazone will say may highlight it no, and then we are talking about a method that you're close to entirely out of the game. And make us say you're close to entirely make Salis ehwasem. Every single time about drop is about Jabono, now you're close to the nephew. Similar situation, and Albania a player friend say Edmonado. Every time now you're close to the nephew. Sometimes impo yana kudus a drop a babeka one. Not just a quack yes, a 3 midfielders in Yano, or beer any horma or freedom. It felt like the first scene in who but it's always different. And your midfielders in the kind of liberation. I'm betting at Jabon or Diako. I am sure Chris saw this. Our game now boy, so Amate would always be forced to go for a long ball, except you vary our infinfio and sign your movie ball quickly at Yako. And so share a bit infifia always born a side question because you're 3 midfielders no way or be a so. Why should it happen that way? Because when him say Kudus, so one year no or betting about Jabonico, Edmonado, similar thing, and then Sally Summit. And so the first phase of our build up has always been an issue, especially against teams that omnimia players. Now, a bunny say no question back on a yebisa. Say ye local wouldn't you move out from the first gear or the first phase? Yeah, now a issue the so Bono about Gideon Mensa, but general as at the 10th minute, ye pequoia befaswa, ye the Bono be caught in the final third. Now watch Salis here. Opedian is say for born and come Kingsley Schindler ewa etina Salis opedian in sabakono. The reason being that edipa 2 and a close to Kudus. So at the end of the 90th minute, one question you bebu say Kudus and Hunu born so, but Kudus is here being marked out by 2 players. Now let me tell you the other side about Edmond Ado. Edmond Susu Nipa 2 and the Dijano so the same way and Ababa Asali Samet on Susu Nipa 2 and the Dijano so, and it's always been like that. Say you midfielders and you close so more outer. Yeah, not you struggle. Now the reality is say you grab ball, your strength, and they say as a nation. So open or more a ball ne kesepa exchanging a lot of passes between themselves. General. One thing I mentioned, so they said, now your team here, who cry you born every first phase. Born about the Salis, so but let me show you something. So Salis at born every day, as I said, but how many players can you count around the zona Kudus and market of 4 players in the general Kudus? So born you cry Salis, but all connected to Kudus, no Nipa 4 and the Kudus. He is our best player. So every opponent map up a strategy, of course, on the barricade. So at the end of the 90th minute, you can say Kudus and Hunubon so and you know systematically Angola in a free game room. So I've told you, first phase, you have Brett, second phase, Abba, Salis I didn't work with Bono, why not on for Bonnie man? Just what the Mark Kingsley because Kudus here in a free game room. And a bunny say no, yeah, now a very, very tough set. Kudus, a bit me about game room. Say, yeah, a player about could bet me a dribble. I get it, and it was so obvious. Sacrificing, Jotoniama down. He really saw that. But apart from say a crab on, open source also who your strength, and your born and cry, your shape. You didn't recover the ball from the opponent. So talking about your shape, you know, nature said you were Antonio Semenyo field no so, and this shape has been played out before. The 4-1-4-1 shape, you know, not a year Juma. And you remember so two about 4-1-4-1 with Baba Idrisu and player friend said Afina Jam in the game against Nigeria. This is the 4-1-4-1 shape. Position where say Salih Samed. The one attacking Semenyo, and then there is a back 4 and an attacking 4. Attacking 4 no Obabenya Edmona Juni Kudus almost drop it as a hybrid number 8. No Obabenya Jordan and Kamal Sulemana. So 4-1-4-1, the shield and the focus Semenyo and then Salih's position. That makes up the position. And Kobani say now, yeah, now Angola for no so struggle say I'm the ball because and this is down to the coach. So only manager yeah very good Obama shape a ball you crowd bet me at the ball nako but ulusu ball we are what shape are you moving in at the recover ball no so talk about anytime the Angola for the ball neighbor the kind of shape you're moving into and sometimes we go to this extent in going for a mid block sometimes you convert it to you know a low block. This is 4-4 and then 1-1, especially Angola for no air by as well. That is when Kudus becomes an attacker who plays just behind Antoine Semenyo. So 4-man backline here. Then we have an attacking 4. Ebojina Kudus echi. Now Ebojina sorry Antoine Semenyo. So 4-4-1-1. Any your shape you grab bar in a bit of a mid block, but I can tell you so way a deeper. I say the over kind of mid block no. And this shape is good. General, a bunny say Angola for better recycle ball no I exchange possession. Sometimes we can even go for a 5-man block because shape now yeah very very tough for Angola so on betting penetrate. So 4-man backline here. Osha Nipa for Mensa Mate and then Joseph Edu no Babenya Kingsley. So 4-man at the back, 5 from Fifi near Ja Antoine Semenyo and Kwa in the final third 4-5-1. Mature 4-1-4-1, mature 4-4-1-1, and mature 4-5-1. These are 3 phases of variations from manager Francis Chris Hilton. And wouldn't you applaud this manager? A Kwa Beso and Angola the Bono, a Babera your team. So you crab one we've shown strength. And you grab ball we've also shown say tactically you should play good a basket who here extreme creator and stand with me the ball no ababeram. Look at how deep we've sat. So I must spaces between the lines, the last line of defense and then this line I am so tight and you're giant Tony Semenyo say on no crown on press it because we know some of the ball no bedruha either they switch wide no matter try some cross the aba and a bunny say na keeper no and I protected no and yet threat you're reducing the quality of the chance away and there's no way this ball can end at an area and yet dangerous for the team. We have more bodies in the box. By virtue of the shape, manager Chris Hilton is making sure that even though we don't have the ball, but the recovery process starts with the kind of shape you put across here. And you can see the communication from the touchline, or initiative, the kind of instructions are about players in the drum. So we've seen the blasters and the different managers. Sometimes you're just born on the bar against certain teams are only enough quality. You're not here struggle, but going for a 5-man method in a game one, Obeja back forward. always making sure that the variations would work with Antoine Semenyo being a lone striker in a 4-5-1. Midfield near tight. Now red jerseys too pair and a because omunim say you're locking Finfino. Not just somebody born on ever fan 10-10-1. Chris Hilton is working. He needs the support of the nation. But already Niamanan Ketiko details before born and getting into the final third, no, not just say you're reducing that kind of threat, you know, every and one of them around the 5th minute, and you recover ball no, around your boxer. Not just say Angola for a quite be anyone more general on betting the ball and as I showed you earlier, versus the 4-1-4-1, the shield and the focus. Ubenya forward, when you're 4 actually. This is, I mean, a quality formation. Without the ball, and he found Angola for no at the ball, and that was how you stay in the game. But going forward, na niema bakum you be o game no a trial, a show say no. In fact, yanko game no say yakokeke. We indeed analyze the opposition, and I try say the strength or wapano. You best set it up on that strength, you know. You nullify or you negate, you know. Na you timi maximize so your strength, and a ban say na so applaud manager no. Angola front the ball neighbor, but look at how deep we've sat, making sure that every single space we consumed out. Now Angola front has struggled. They can repeat or recycle the ball as much as they want. But look at how I drop it within the line. And this shape is the last shape I'm home from the manager, a friend Chris Hilton. And in a 5-3-1-1 shape, this is a 5-man back line. No one anymore. And apart from Yensan, you have Antoine Semenyo around this zone. So a bad deep setting there, a champion on Angola for betting the ball a room, and it was an away game. Obiano why a poor ball work as a Ghana defender here. But trust me, whenever we lost the ball, we make sure say a quiet back me and Sabia especially a damwa Angola for betting the ball no a room no. We reduce the kind of threat bet me at the abaya. So and at the end of the day, there was one thing not mentioned so. But from here, let me count Antoine Semenyo and Jordan Ayew, the differences between the two players and all the actual. Your 9 for me and son anyway team num. 9 for me and son means your Jordan Ayew, your Antoine Semenyo and your Inaki William General. Now me and son you know obia on a juma way. What we know they say Jordan Ayew and say obo 9 check. But trust me, your brother shot near the aqua and microphone press here. No more pressure bear, so now you're committing errors. Now, about a long ball, you need a receiver who serves as a focal point, as a target man. So the way I'll bet me a ball no free throw, and you're free throw. It will be a so into that space, or then it in the teach ball, no cut space. A second runner or a third runner cover. So a long ball. Let's analyze the difference between Antoine Semenyo and then Jordan Ayew. Let's show the kind of impact of Jordan at the back game. So that ball was for Antoine Semenyo. When me are connected to and a ball but the ball was for us. There's another situation, and it's around the 28th minute. Every long ball, Ghana ball, young cut short to Antoine Semenyo on winning from my. So watch as I also watch from this angle, and every single move Atisgi will be watching Antoine Semenyo because the communication has to happen. So ball no really the guy isn't really there, and we understand this. And your strikers in a good was through. But for Antoine Semenyo, none of the times, and I will say, oh, we need ball being put at your mind, and it's getting to the 48th minute. Every long ball, Ghana, sometimes pressure crab by so. Your bono bakum, you know, a true short passing sequences, hoping say, let's hear Colombo. But look, Antoine Semenyo has always been chasing shadows. On football throw, let alone or dropping back for the second ball. And that is the lead striker Olivier. Let's talk about Jordan. Let's show the kind of impact, the minute detail. Jordan at the back game room. Say a switch to Jordan Antoine Semenyo. Jordan has always been winning at balls aerially. And he has the aerial presence or this serve team no buying. To the being power. From that ball across almost 80 meters, now or Chibo or the toward the amount Antoine Semenyo, and it's all down to Jordan. Inaki doesn't do that. Inaki Williams on football was through. He doesn't serve as a target man. Now let me watch and let me show you something here. At the time I pass a build the ball in the corner, you're close to Salih Samed at the free game room. Then there's a certain Kudus Mohammed here. Kudus Sosone, you're close in the free game room. Now I would need to zoom in. So this is Kudus. This is Salih Samed, your three midfielders, and then of course this is Bonado. So 1, 2, 3, you're close to Obia. A bunny say no, you are going for a long ball because midfield and then it's being shut down. Versus Salis, enipa 2 le gyina no so. Versus Kudus, enipa 2 le gyina no so. And then this is Edmond Ado. So I call for short ball they create 2 center backs. Now the other alternative is a long ball or a high ball into the final third. A hole and a Jordan a bat into play because that is not down to Antoine Semenyo. He's not winning that ball for you. So after careful negotiation, say bet me a free a true short passing sequences. Yeah, to me you born uncle. How many times you say I'm tell you Gideon Mensah the I'm tell you Gideon Mensah. They will press us here and then they win the ball back. But as soon as the ball got to Joseph Edu, he really was watching somebody so bad but still Samed and so and watch Kudus here. And then Edmond Ado is out of the picture. We are going for a long ball. Now that is when Jordan will bring the ball down here to create the chances. And you are telling me Jordan any impact here. Me, I saw an improvement. Jordan ball na Akodi Kuduswa here negotiating. So earlier no, you saw some ball no. Now I will Gideon Mensah on to me from but after Jordan brought the ball down here, this is Gideon Mensah in the final third. So had it not been the fact Jordan brought the ball aerially to the floor, Gideon wouldn't have been here. And it's he that really does everything on the part of we Ghanaians and it was down to Jordan and you. So Jordan might not be very effective as we want, but maybe say and what game I'm sharing, Jordan really was doing some superb work, winning all the balls because on the Kamal Dean or anymore said Semenyo to me fast ball Kamal Dean na do any better so, and it was down to Jordan and you to get all the aerial duels. Onye durable so, but he made sure so omo no ball ni mo nti obeye sa adwuma no e de ma. And trust me, Jordan Momo alpha ball should tell you say asem aba asem asi, and we need his services in that regard of the game. And Jordan was making sure say general, he was doing his best. And no dear, you might not be very, very fair to Jordan and you. Me, I've said it, in the set pieces of everything, but I am telling you, and not game the dear. Say he was the only solution, and not a free throw. To say the other he's been doing it. That Gideon Mensah cross or Sunday touching it was Jordan that brought the ball aerially and Sano de Babeto from. And that is the kind of impactor Jordan Ediway team. He's different from Semenyo, he's different from Inaki Williams, but he's been doing the bit. Now, apart from the start, in the first half, we had only 2 attempts at goal, of which none of it ended at the back of the net, as compared to 8 attempts from Angola. Let's talk about the goals. This was the first goal at the Angola from a penalty. I'll be showing you a lot about why Amate has always been the last tackler. It keeps asking questions from the system tactically. So, manager Chris Hutton would have to work on that. So, earlier in the game around the 26 minutes, similar situations here. This is the back four. Gideon Mensah has been taken out of his zone. It means that Amate will be doing that recovery process. Now, one thing I saw Shannon is that every single moment, Gideon Mensah and Ayana pressure corner so in the zone. So watch here. How many players can you count in this zone? Whitney, help me here. So you have 2 players in white, but equally you have 2 players in red. That is 2 for 2, and Amate would always be here. But apart from Amate, I want to watch the area Amate is covering, the left back. So after say taking Gideon out of the position, it was down to Amate to do the quick recovery and not quickly. But be a drop ball, Amate was there to negate the threat. But Ebani saying a foul lamb, so nobody will be talking about it. But let me take you back to Baba Yara because game near Ghana Angola. This happened here. At the time, this player Dennis Odoi, Akwakodi inside Amate was here to serve as. So earlier also covered Gideon Mensah on the other side. But this time he is here dropping in the space against Angola at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. But in the zone here, but the other side now so a different zone or recovery now. And he's been doing this quite often in that same game. Or also another recovery earlier general. At the time, every single now and then, Dennis Odoi will be taken out of the position. But who would be covering him? It is Amate. Amate has always been reading the game very carefully. It may be a threat to war opponent bet me a ball. Amate always makes sure or cover the fullback. So the fullbacks stood in between the 2 defenders, but Amate made sure or cover a defender and or cover Dennis Odoi 1-on-1 with the attacker. But where is Dennis Odoi? Because Dennis has come. Similar situation. And now, and right game, he's always been making sure that he creates the block. I said about ball no into me, but my problem with Amate Kakrabi and the last tackles, how he deals with the opponent. So I had here for our Babaya posted, but let me take you back to Luanda. And this is the build-up. Now this is the build-up there. I mentioned what the Ketuabi. Now Gideon Mensah here. Obian in his space here. This is Gideon Mensah. Watch here. Obian in the area, and he's supposed to, control just a single player. It feels like pressure behind Gideon. So 3 players and making up this goal. The guy that caused the penalty, the guy that floated the ball, and this is Gelson Dalla. He's been very creative. The number 10 for Angola, and on the Nigeria I tell him. But Gideon Mensah is supposed to be here, and Gideon Mensah in a free equation. So as the ball no air back kakra no, there was one question: who is the winger? Yeah, no processes in it to us, bro. Kamal Dean was late. He couldn't block this ball. Gideon Mensah has been taken out. Now the DM, Edmond Ado. So I am talking about the winger on this channel. Gideon Mensah na Juma no channel Diana. He's been taken out by another opponent. Watch it very carefully here. Nasho Babia, Gideon Mensah Frimu. Gideon Mensah Frimu by virtue of the marking. And then this is Edmond Ado. Now Edmond Ado na Juma dia pressure and kwa matches. But Edmonado is ball watching. It's ball and drop here. He couldn't deal with the ball. And it was down to Amate. That is Edmond. The winger didn't stop the ball. Gideon has been taken out. Edmonado was late and very, very, very timid here. And it was down to Amate to go for the last tackle. Amate was the only person that showed up. About last tackle, irrespective of the channel. Say left back, right back. The piano back over actually. But the last tackle was there. I've always had my reservations. But the vision, the intelligence, how to read the game and cover other players, and you're top notch for Daniel Amate. I think he has to work on that. Now let's talk about the changes. Not general FNW. Joseph Peso, Babayi Kamaldeen Sulemana, a winger for a winger, but by virtue of their roles, they are different. Kamaldeen Chow Bosso. Ojibonu we are chema waba ansana wa you free ansana wa konipa 3 ba obeyo mu nyina free ba. This guy doesn't wait for any opponent. He's so direct. But Kamaldeen is indirect, meaning say he moves within the dribbles ansana wa at the pace. But this guy is always direct. Inaki loves to have the space, but Antoine Semenyo loves to play, add a lot to the playmaking act. And into a drop it by Bobo be money. But Inaki doesn't join, he doesn't link up play on football or so, but he loves to go into the spaces. But you might feel say a 9 for 9, winger for winger. But the variations are different. I'll be showing you very soon. So after saying Inaki called game, Angola for the try set on Bayina Fumu, and Inaki is very versatile. Meaning say otimi boss central otimi go out wide in the outer channels. And I'll call here and Yasayi Kamaldeen at Joseph Peso Ekokoshemu. So from these changes around the 60th minute, next is a Ghana a movie from the old shape now yeah ball in 4-1-4-1, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. Yeah but different shape at all. Game the question discussion where or touch line, and I loved this, trust me. But the last change around the 70th minute, Bukari. Now Bukari changed the name of me bad game. And who say my instructions based on Nkomwa or my discussion or touch line. And now Chris Hilton, Fred Jordan and you instructing, ushering out the new Rosa Jordan Ekobo because Bukari ever game. Now I say Jordan about Bukari Bako, but Jordan and Pierre free field so or more ever Pierre, one of them Edmond Adwa or free game Pierre through injury. And there was another central change. And you also in a free game in Kudus Mohammed. So 2 midfielders, Kudus Mohammed and then Edmond Adwa a free game. Now this change is not just a midfielder for midfielder, but Bukari went in as a winger and in a consistent shape. Kudos to Chris Hilton. In alongside Ashimeru, Yababenya Salis in Ashimeru, Omomo da Elbabiada, apart from training grounds. But you saw the game Ashimeru ball 19 solid minutes. I said it earlier. Omomo Babiada. But for Bukari, let me show you how the shape no Yadiko game no exercise, and you really need to understand some manager no So after such change the buy we had 2 players centrally, and here Jordan and Inaki Williams. Change the corner side the exercise we say Esaba game num ewa bra na game no ekoso, and the other change na be who game num no so the 2 players out wide American Pencil and a Bukari. And then there was, of course, 2 players centrally. And also Salih Samed and a player a friend no say Ashimeru. So 2 players centrally, 2 players out wide, and 2 players up top. Very, very narrow. Narrow means space in our outer channels, wingers in and then we have our back 4. So 4-2 central, 2 out wide, and a 2 top. That is 4-4-2. Quickly. The River started game now, and then we went out to score these guys. Of course, now Angola for in the typical 4-3-3 shape without the ball. But look at how we negotiated. The first builder started from Gideon Mensah right through the 2 central defenders. It went through Kingsley, and then quickly, this is Inaki Williams. But why has he moved from the number 9 position? This is versatility. He had never Basso may replace Semenyo, but Oko out wide, and a Joseph Pencil. Momunua no ya winger no a drop it. So 2 wingers, 2 quality pacey wingers and a more attacker, and it gave the vacancy to Osman Bukari. At this point, Osman Bukari moving with Elipa Mienu in the midst of it. But look at that space Inaki Williams here, and it was like a bit of magic. So after saying Naki taking those players out, Joseph Pencil with his speed took out the opportunity because space and you can see some Bukari originally in term, but I'll tell you when or you hold the free tool in term. And this is the difference between Ono and a player friend say Kamaldeen Sulemana. Kamaldeen Sulemana on time area he doesn't really involve himself here. He's always on the outer channel, and you can see from here Bukari is in the midst of 2 defenders. Inaki Williams did his best, and on man Joseph Pencil, a free or far ball no at the corner. This is Joseph Pencil, but Inaki Williams made sure that occupy the left back. Ama Bukari and as a Pencil, abe found the ako. And that was how General Yebono turned it. But very intelligently, after say Bukari no more konano, and not dropping who free defenders too in them, and not dropping back, waiting for a cutback. Intelligent goal scorer. At that time, the goalkeeper had already committed himself to the near post, so space in the Hanoson. That was why Bukari scored from the far post. But the most important part, who free 2 defenders in term a drop back. It felt like when a pencil boy actually, but they've just formed a new partnership, and Jordan was following suit. The job was started by Inaki Williams, continued by Pencil, and finished by Bukari. 3 changes from the manager. What else can you say? Omone best game no enya hankwa. He did similar pattern in Kumasi, and at the end of the day, what we need to agree and understand is General, this manager is here to help build a team just as on one now can and so who's a tactical shape no cause so sa ba kum yenu a ya fa credit no na ma Gigi Dramani George Boateng omone tena bencha omuridi game ni na ma catch say oh coach wait and say yeah and sanya something meaningful out of the game. So General, Chris Newton has just taken the job, but the evidence from the 2 games men kind of say exciting. You sure how we're going forward. Over to me at so now we'll see a more about your squad and the African football as a whole, because Angola is not the standard for no one more. Are going for it gradually. You better question. I'm say Idi Amin Yamai intino General Midubesia na what top program. So Referee Kalaba definitely that's also every one more.
Would you the ebefreno? Me de kanka nyame ne me de mano. Na